regulations of the state and regulations on the work site to get kids out. So, it does vary in terms of how you distribute those hours, but I would say in the freshman and sophomore year, generally speaking, very little. And, a senior in grade standing gets opportunity might go out from PCTA every other day. We have students at electric boat who are doing full-time co-ops every other day. So that's, sometimes 70 full school days. They're going to exceed that amount or based learning hours by
Is this just geared towards construction or
every industry that we're in, this is required. So if it's hospitality, the culinary pastry programs, are running FA. In the healthcare program, we have two students this month in the CNA program, and they work in nursing homes for the last 7 or 8 days of the summer. So it really depends on the industry that they're in. Construction is one of the hardest. So we intend to do projects inside because until a student turns 18, there's so many regulations about what they can do on a work site. But we've had some great employers like Police and Green HVAC that have taken our students as seniors and provided the least work-based learning opportunities offsite.
how do you identify the students who
So on the student side, we have a rubric in here for instructors to give them a rating, like how ask the instructors who know them who know them well, who have spent 3-4 years getting to know the students. They rate them on their attention to safety. That's number one. We don't feel that a student is ready to go out and we're going to honor the safety practices, that we're going to find another opportunity. Their technical skills, their communication skills, their coachability, that's really important because they might go to an auto shop and that owner might do something different than their teacher, and so they have to be coachable on site. So we ask the instructors who know them both best to rate them. Then we speak to the employer and we ask them to tell us what the goals for the internship, what are the kind of responsibilities that students will have, how will they grow. We understand that there's a balance between some kind of repetitive activities that the kids might be bored with and the opportunity to get exposed to higher levels. So we understand that each employer has to find that balance. We don't want a student in an internship where all they're doing is filing and they're by themselves, and that's not going to help them grow. But we also understand that employers are going to need some time to trust the students to take on some of the higher technically skilled tasks. So we work with each employer and we monitor the placements. We speak to the student and the employer. We have 2 internship coordinators who do a superb job vetting our employers and monitoring things.
I think one thing that I continue to struggle with is when I do want to do presentation, this is recommended guidelines, but it's regulatory language. And I mentioned that in my edits, for example, we say must remain on track for graduation. That's regulatory, right? Because if they don't comply with that, they will not be able to stay in the program, whereas it's under recommended guidelines, so they're recommending that maybe they should stay on track for graduation, but they don't really need to, right? Because it's a guideline, it's not regulation. Same thing, but students shall never miss an academic class to go to their internship. It's under a recommendation, so it's not just because the word shall is there. It's a regulatory language. So I really feel like this should be a company with regulation that clearly stipulates like what are the requirements for a student to be able to stay in this program. Whereas so we have a policy that's overarching and says like we, students should be eligible. Students should comply with Congress. So like very like overarching, but then a lot of this in the guidelines and implementation strategy is regulatory language and not policy. And that's the only, I think the same observation for the admissions policy. You want to be careful that you can actually, that it becomes legally binding and you put it under the words that say guideline, it's no longer legally binding. And people are not going to want to come along. Those who know, right? If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, they're not gonna comply. They can contest that. All right, any other questions, comments? Okay.
So the new statewide graduation requirements that will provide the class to that. So not yet, but I will say that the colleges, we have, this is a little bit with the first, but I think it's worth sharing, students that have been full-time tech for their senior year, so they are seniors at three high schools, and they're also freshmen in Winona Tech. And doing Winona Tech is reviewing the work that they did as senior students and giving them credit to they teach them not in that policy because that's going to be subject to the school that takes that in, right? So doing that, I say yes, but I don't know if I say no, right? But then we are opening the door to creating credit bearing opportunities for opportunities with the hope of rolling that out probably like the fall of 2025 or 26 after some groups and more interest. That answers your question. So they are opening the door to that because it's a lot of time and the value of these, hours, like in the summertime, they're earning high school credit. They're in summer, really looking up at the worst summer opportunities. I'd like to ask that, but not that. I'm sorry. For graduation, academically, we leave that up to the high school principal or counselor to pull them off. So that's, that's a tough, I know that is that line of policy and regulation and that, I think circumstances are going to be different for different kids. It's like athletics, if you pull the student off the team, right, that might be the reason, that might be the motivating factor to keep them on track. So you don't want to do that lightly. And so we want that to be a decision of the employer, the administrator, and the counselors to know that student best. And hopefully that's not a one-day decision. Hopefully we have, some chance to intervene before it comes to that situation. Oh, 100%. They fill out a form, they indicate their interest. And some employers let us decide who's the best student for that opportunity. Other employers want to interview the two finalists and the three finalists, and they select. So we leave that up to the employer. The student can never be forced to take any of the
I think one of the only things there that I don't know if apologize. But the internships, are they through the CTE program or can a student go and find a business and then post internship there?
Our office only manages internships for CTE students in the industry in which they study. And that's kind of what we limit our internships to. So for example, a student in culinary arts cannot take a spot at Freeman HVAC, right? They have to be, we have to match to the CTE program in which they are enrolled. Once those new graduation requirements roll out, there will be system-wide or district-wide opportunities for internship for credit that are not related to CTE.
Sorry.
Did that answer?
So when they're off-site, when they're off-campus for internships, so let's say I'm a student in Florida, right, and I know someone that's a chef, right? I want to work with them as my internship. Can I do that and bring that person into you?
Oh, 100%. Sorry. No, 100%. We encourage that. There's different relationships in the community, so we want the kids to vet that opportunity. But yes, that's how a lot of our institutions started.
And then I just have one more question again. With student expectations for reliable transportation, is there a system for all of them, like bus passes or something like that?
Yes. We talk about that. We talk to employers. We set them based on whether they are on public transportation, and if they're not, then, that's part of the student. I would say 90% of our employers are, extra bus stop or on public transportation, some of them are
Last thing on for me is, like I said, updated, so.
Section A of the public safety regulations, second paragraph, refers to the employees must follow all relevant child labor laws. I believe that should say employers. First, first sentence.
Yes, thank you. And those are statewide regulations.
Correct.
Any other? All right, hearing none, we have a motion, but out there in second. There was blackout on the one to say in terms of that. No, we already had. All right, so that's all for the vote. All in favor? Aye. All against? All right, hearing none, motion passes. We now move this to the board for first read. All right, next item on the agenda is the student code of conduct.
Madam Chair, Chief Scott, affairs. We had submitted this student code of conduct updating on language and some of the terminology changed in district over the years. You give us some robust feedback on ways to better organize it to be more user friendly to students and families. So I huddled with Director Catone, who oversees the discipline committee, and he actually wants to pull it this month so we can take you all with some of those suggestions we're going to have in December. So we're asking for a motion. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Yeah, keep going, green. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, we'll move that one to December. Hold it and move it to December. Next agenda item is the discussion of the Providence School Board Code of Conduct.
Yeah, so this is something that I drafted. We have a student code of conduct. We have a code of conduct between the administrators. And I'm starting from my talk about what is the future of Providence School Board and what are some guidelines in terms of us as school board members. Those are guidelines between how we work with each other. I think we talked about the challenges it is for us to come together for an open meeting, and when there is debate, things like that, what are the guidelines that we should follow? When we ask our students if there's any difference, sometimes the teacher acts as mediator, a lot of times the teacher comes in and acts as mediator. And this is what I perceive to be one-on-one guidelines of professionalism for the Providence School Board. And I think it's something that we can all agree to and work toward, whatever future iteration of our Providence School Board is. We're not all in these seats. There is at least something there for the numbers in terms of, okay, this is how we should come together. So I don't know how much more I can add. General guidelines includes professional behavior, active listening, adherence to the agenda, open dialogue, obviously some conflict of interest aspect as well. We do have a conflict of interest policy. I think some is also related to what we're charged in the board. There's more detailed policy on that. And I'm going to go forward with that into the implementation strategy. General belief, integrity, respect, collaboration. If you don't have those three aspects on school board, any team, or any organization, you're not moving forward. So I want us as a board to come together and made about having this in mind and also improving in the future of the school board meeting. But these are my thoughts. Happy to take any comments, feedback, suggestions.
Yes, was this in fact reviewed by the school board's general council?
This is the first reading for the school board policy meeting, so general council definitely have an opportunity to look at it. Yeah, so general council definitely have an opportunity to look at it. I mean, as you know in our process, right, it's the policy committee, two reads, and there's a lot of room for amendments and edits all the way into that second.
And when writing this up, did we sort of take a look at the Providence home child?
In terms of the chapter.
Because in the charter, we have to sort of abide by the city laws, and then with abiding by the city laws, we then have to in fact abide by the state laws. Because I know like with the part in the back where it says if board members don't comply with this, they will sort of be kind of reprimanded and moved from the board. What would sort of highlight it would be the home rule charter. Really quick, the home rule charter would mention that no board member has the authority to be removed. It goes through, in fact, a legal process. So even if the board was to go into executive session, want to vote to remove an individual, legally, we don't have that authority to do so. So like some of the stuff on here legally kind of violates the constitution of constitutional rights. As a board, I think when I took a look at the Rhode Island general laws, this is pertaining to what's on here, how the board's supposed to work with the district and the superintendent's office, because there's no such thing. So I believe that there should be, and I believe it's in the bylaws, how a board member should in fact conduct themselves. I agree with that 100%. And the students have their code of conduct, and the district does. But when you're a board, you're a public entity. You're not a part of or hired under the branch of the superintendent. So they have different responsibilities. As a board, we're public individuals. So when some of this stuff is sort of communicated and you're telling us to sort of, which we should do, but act a certain way and us being reprimanded, we don't have that authority to reprimand anymore. So if you could just speak to sort of your thought process on why you want to do it, and then also making sure legally we take a look at it, because I think we're interpreting it differently. Sorry.
Yeah, in the, so I know we will definitely look at it. With the line of reference to putting a recommendation for the board, I think the keyword is recommendation. The board doesn't necessarily, there's different aspects for it. So I think the board, and hopefully we never come to this, the board could come to a vote in terms of recommending removal of someone, but that is just a public stance. Same way that, censure will be sort of a public stance. So this will definitely get looked at. I think legally it doesn't assert that the board has the power to remove a board. Hence the word recommendation. And just going back, when going on a school board, it was just kind of trial by fire. You just kind of get thrown into it. You have your first meeting. Sometimes your first meeting is also voting for executive committee, executive office. And there's not a ton of guidelines of how us as a board should work together. I know we get like a open meetings sort of presentation, but it's very difficult. The folks that don't know how we operate, it's very difficult for us to get together, have retreats, build camaraderie. Because if 5 of us come together and let's say a transfer technically breaking open meetings that 5 see around, you can end up 5 people on board and end up at one place. So I think there's certain aspects where I feel comfortable. I want this in place so when a new board member comes in, this is there, this is part of the presentation, it's part of what we're talking about in terms of what we want out there.
One of the things that, in terms of policy review that we discussed earlier is you've expressed that we have need, and I think one of the 2 things that we might need to look at before moving the relationships of the policy. So as it relates to our bylaws, as it relates to the code of ethics, also policy policy that's titled code of ethics, not a policy. I looked at it, it doesn't address any of this, but it's making sure that, how it relates to other policies and then, the legal, review for it, and then how I would love to see if there are other cities and towns that have a similar.
I have like a whole list of every policy for districts, I can like anything that include that fix it, and I got that.
Really quick, in your review for that, did you see anything where it had on there, depending on the severity, the recommended removal, reaching different, did you see anything of that kind of?
There wasn't any policy, so I didn't look at it.
Correct, okay. 'Cause I just looked myself and I didn't find anything. I just want to make sure because we have to have that branch. It's a public board, it's an appointed board. We have to have that branch of individuals sort of expressing themselves. If individuals want to work individually, they have that option because it's a board. It's not an organization. Organizational is different. Organizational has an org chart, has code of ethics, and we're not there. So I just want to make sure this isn't violating sort of the Constitution, Providence law, a bunch of different things. And I had the opportunity when I walked up to speak to the general counsel, and he said he would look at it, but some things on here he doesn't really know if it's necessary. But we'll talk about it as time goes on about this stuff.
And I know that, I don't have my now. I can give you later, but, I know that within us, we are required for training as board members, so many hours per year. And one of the training sessions actually talks a little bit more about us being board members. Individually, we're not really board members unless we're all in the same room. As authority type of body. But I look at this up, it sounds comprehensive, proposing, but I agree, Chairwoman, that we have to look at all these variables and make sure there's no conflicts. Policies and regulatory items.
Something that we can have reviewed for
Yes.
December.
Yes, sir.
Or earlier to have another meeting.
Yeah, I would like, it is important to have solicitor material policy. I also like to, some of the wording does apply to the district staff, but I also like to, sort of just give us some agenda. With this particular piece, we not get a chance to do that. Just because the time is, but also I applaud the, vice president for trying to be sort of proactive and get things to finish line as well.
My goal would be first, I think, my goal would be first meeting in January. So we have this moment to look at it, decide the policy committee, and do that.
Now with this contract, Chairwoman, could you please try to keep in the loop on it as it pertains to the legal process of sort of the review, who will be reviewing it, like Charles Jerry, legal, like where it goes, what sort of found, or how can I sort of provide or receive that information?
I will provide.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think also happy to send an email to the rest of the board about our intention. We can also talk about the next.
You give me the motion on.
Motion to table for the December. Well, no motion to table for our next policy. The next policy is communication on student instances. So what we have here is that it's codified what generally happens in terms of when there's student incident in our schools and how's that communicated to the Providence schools. So right now, this would put into writing the responsibility of the district to report out to the board within 48 hours any incident that happens within the school. So the whole board is pretty brief in terms of what has happened, but also what can be done, what should be done as it pertains to safety in schools. The second aspect on here, which will actually be new, is we'll be looking to do a monthly report on instances in our schools so we can track any trends, we can see what's going on. That, the intention for that would be that happens in executive session because they're dealing with student privacy. We want to make sure that our student safety and privacy is at the top line when we come to these things. But I feel that this communication has happened to go to school board president in the past, school board president disseminate information out to the rest of the board. I think folks know school board members, we have full-time jobs, a whole lot of things going on. This is sort of the part-time aspect. So you never know when it happens where a school board member is at. And I think we need to formalize how we distribute those, just communicating amongst the board. So we're on the same page, we're on the same communication. These amendments are a partnership with the district. So, yeah, so
I'll just couple items here. I'd like to commend the school board vice president for taking this work because you put time and weekend into it. And it's also, I think it's important to clarify some things. We were able to meet with the operations team, which included Chief Operations Officer Sal Colorado and Jason Menard. Who's like our school security, he knows a lot about school safety. I have not had a chance to have Solicitor Material review this time. And there's obviously a lot of legalese in that for the series, and there's not a chance to debrief this and not, but I would definitely invite further discussion and plan to what that's possible.
and I would say this one I feel more comfortable with putting in front of the school board, just knowing that at least our meeting with the operations team to the implementation is that there's a ton of room still in terms of edits and suggestions. I would hope to be able to just work as so I'll put a motion to approve.
I have a question, and I don't know when they talk about the significant school incident, I know it seems kind of specific, but as someone that's spent a lot of times in the school, a lot of times there is a gray area. Again, the levels are certainly nice, etc. But I know a lot of times there is gray area. So is there going to be a way where you can make it like more universal? The expectations.
I'm sorry.
Does that make sense? What I just asked you?
Yeah, I think I'll need a little more.
All right, so one school from Gilbert. So Gilbert's significant school incident. Level for your fraction may differ from classicals. So is there a way to make it more of a standard? I know it seems like a standard when you read it, but trust me, there's variation.
So we have,
Between schools.
and only, right, I think we have student consent.
Yeah.
That's listed, and then significant student consent, right? That seems to have a more defined the description, right? So it's going to infraction, including possession of weapons, possession of substance, and aggravated assault. I'm just trying to understand, are you asking for more that,
More specific,
more,
specificity,
okay.
right? So aggravated assault. One people might see aggravated assault this way, and another might see this way. You see what I'm saying? Where it's something that seems like it's universal, right? But there's always that leeway.
So I want to specify that says, as defined in the student code of conduct policy, and so code of conduct defines level 3 infractions as arson, controlled substance, sale of possession or under the influence, fire regulation violation, false fire alarm, false bomb report, fireworks explosive, physical assault battery, sexual assault battery, rapid possession. So I think it's any situation which police is involved. I think at that
So
level.
then maybe it should specify that just because so a lot of those things that you just mentioned are usually fire. Someone could light a lighter, right? And people would like that's a fire. So another kid could light a rock on fire. You see what I'm saying? And I've seen it in the school where it's depends on who sees it, who right. The kid that it is, the adult that it is, the mood that they're in.
And I think my suggestion would be is the student code of conduct is in review currently. And I think we can take that, matter and address it as we track. And yeah, this is not to, this is a additional document to.
Right, right.
And that's the whole conversation also about policy versus regulation, whereas the regulation might list those things out, like these are the things we want to look for, the policy is more overarching and says like, significant, but I agree that maybe not everyone's gonna go to the, like, oh, let me see what the regulations
Right.
is on this, right?
So these things that fall in children's file, right? What she was saying, it's very different. Once it's put into the file, and you find out that what happened is not really what happened, and it wasn't that serious, how do you now change that? Because when that child goes to another school, that's still gonna be in his file, and you're gonna look at that, and it wasn't changed. How do you change that to make it right?
When we see code of conduct come, I would love to see that question again when code of conduct comes before us. Because I don't, we can try, okay.
I think I haven't been in a building in 2 years, like, we had it into this, our platform, if you make a mistake or something, they constantly tell me through, I don't wanna, it's been a few years, I don't wanna say something that maybe you see through this anymore, so I have a follow up with you, if you didn't know.
I know it can be edited, but how do you know that it really happened? I'm only saying this because I had an incident with a student, and the teacher said that the student threw a chair at her. The student did not throw a chair at her. That's the way they put it in the student's file. And I fought to get it changed because that now follows. When you add things to somebody's file, it's not correct. And just because you're a teacher, a leader, you're of those students, doesn't make what you're saying right. And there was somewhere in here, how do you code of conduct? Are you listening to what the children are saying, or are you just saying, I'm the adult, I'm above you, and this is what I'm saying, this is what
I'm speaking from my experience as a building administrator, not speaking for the district. I'm responsible for something that will help people, but I would generally get the statement from the student, a statement from other students involved, and get statement from teachers to get ready to look into this issue, statements from everyone. That functioning.
And I want us to stay on top of the code of conduct when it comes to us because there is an appeals section and maybe it needs to be a little bit more robust than what it is right now. It's just one paragraph. But I think that's definitely something that I would love to make sure that we're paying attention to.
What we try to do.
Question is, where is this parent? I don't see nothing about no problems there. Nothing about, and I just had a lot of complaints come to my office about parents saying there was a gun in the school. I didn't have no phone call. You understand what I'm saying? So, are y'all gonna address the factor of implementing the parents' involvement with these entities once they report? Because if you implement the parent, now you're implementing the whole family to take action on the situation that the school only has, what, 4 hours, 8 hours to work? He has a lifetime with his family, he or she. So I think that, notifying the parents is one of the main specific things that you gotta put in place when you talk about communicating on incidences and stuff that happen. I don't care how minute it is, the parents should know.
Yeah, I know in the, one instance that happened, there was a communication card. The communication sent out, and the incident that happened with the school. So there's even times where, and sometimes media just has a time with getting leaked and they will put that out there. So there are times when community and even parents know more details than the school. Um, and there is right now no detailed and writing what actually happened, stuff that just giving us the information and us being a public body, us getting the detailed information, we can be able to share that then with the community stakeholders, they say. So, James, is there a direct policy there in terms of informing parents when something happens, right? So,
Yeah, generally, the notification goes home. And I know with the case of recent incidents, notifications.
We got 6 parents that didn't submit our verification.
Can you give me the contact information?
I'm Renee DeFoe, I'm from Family Green. I was in the PRN program, which is the principal residency program. So a real when an incident, when that happens, parents are notified through what we use Kimbo. It goes directly to parents. So if the parent's cell phone isn't like working or whatever, they could have missed that call that there was an incident at the school. Now we also send emails. So the email goes out, and there's an kid goes directly to whatever phone is on, cell phone number is on record. So if that's not up to date, then the parent can miss it. But right now, principals, APs, there is some kind of policy. I don't know if it's a written policy, but they are supposed to alert families within 4 to 6 hours after the incident occurs. I would say 4 to 6. They usually it's done before the evening.
I just want to say, Kindle, six times, I can't see six times, I know I wasn't receiving Kindle. Now, I always receive Kindle. This year I was not. My phone is the same for over 10 years. They had to re-enter my phone number in order for me to receive Kindle. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Mistakes can be made. When you have a certain amount of people saying the same thing, that's not a mistake.
Yeah, if you want to, give the email to us today, those parents today, I'll work with that communication office to make sure. It could be a number of things. It could be something hard, it could be something on their phone. It could be, that helps work with them to make sure they're getting informed about everything.
I know for me, there's some text from companies that goes to a spam folder. For me, and that goes to the spam folder, text message to be able to access it. So yeah, I think.
So I understand the possibility of password gadget, but isn't there, as opposed to spam, if someone's phone will block all of the different organizations? Is there a record of whether or not going out? And so for the people who goes out, that's good lock. Every process get locked, there's no way to retrieve and say this kind of change.
But it was, the downgrade, you see what specific cases of what it's.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, send you, any email you send, any digital signature, there should be some record going out, so certainly.
I mean, right from the beginning, though, the beginning, then it's all say, I'm just trying to put it in a way where it's if someone's trying not to, whether it's a parent, kid, and whatever, if someone's trying literally not to take responsibility, is there an initial jump, like an initial plan that says, you know,
Yeah,
so no one controls this except for Kindle.
any individual should have a digital signature, and, it's in our best interest to work with PK too,
So that should be easy to figure out.
You see, who is he getting, who did it?
No, to make sure we're now, because the receiving is gonna be that person.
Correct. Exactly.
But if they send it, I'm saying it to say like they did send it out and that person either did or didn't.
Right, exactly.
So, we're not using Kindle anymore.
Oh, you're not?
We're using Parent. So,
Talent, what?
apparently, it's different from Kindle, it goes through Skyward, and we're having a lot of problems with it. So, a lot of parents have been having problems and complaints about it, so we are working on, or we voiced our opinion, and communications is supposed to be working on, bettering it. So that could, like, I don't know the situation, I don't know what happened, but I'm just throwing that out there, like, that could be a thing. There are times where I'm getting, like, a lot of my messages I'm not getting in my school email, I'm getting another email, and I've gotten for 2 years missing it. So there's a lot of problems with that, and I know that they're working on that, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay.
Kindle is not-
So final comment, final comment. Final comment.
So, Kindle, parent, what is it?
Apparently,
Apparently, Kindle, whatever you're using. At some point, something should be sent to these parents. So they know, at least they'll get something at some point. If you know you're having a problem and these things are going on, you might have to go back to sending out notices to say these things happen, and we're just letting you know in case you did not get the Kindle, so his phone is off, because not everybody's phone is gonna be on all the time, even my phone. Because I didn't make it there in time to do it. Not that I didn't have the money, but it's just, not everybody, you just have to go back to what works. This is facts, because it's taken out, if the student might give it to the parent, that's another story. But I check my grandson's bag. It goes in his bag, guess what, he doesn't give it to me, I have to go to his bag and check it. He's only 12, but we have to figure this out.
I appreciate all those comments.
I was, yeah, something.
Thank you for all those comments. And again, that's why, at the board level, I said, like, policy is the place where we do a better job. Let's come to policy, let's have these conversations, and let's make sure that we are looking at all the alternative routes, right? Because it's not only one way, there's multiple ways. So we have this specific communication policy on students and the board. Right, motion. Right, so we're sending this, even though we have them review, we need some kind of review.
Do you want to approve, amend the motion to approve, the suggestion pending solicitor review?
He said motion.
Motion to approve.
Review by the city solicitor,
Review
the school department solicitor.
by the school department solicitor, we have a second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Nobody, okay, we're gonna move it and meeting solicitor review. That motion approved. All right, and I think the resolution, do you wanna do that now, or?
Yeah, and this could be brief because these do not have to be passed by a policy committee. But definitely want feedback and from the board, from the community board, for this, and we'll still work with the district on one of these pieces. So the first one, and to give context to everyone, the Providence School Board has passed resolutions in support of legislation that we want to pass in the state. We really don't have any control over, what the General Assembly does, the council does, but there might be times where we want to make a statement that we believe our state's goes. We all know what has recently happened in Maine in terms of mass shooting, where were 18 individuals. Died and 20 individuals was wounded. And we know the so we know our country's problem with mass shootings, and we know the unfortunate problem with mass shootings as taking place in our schools, and especially the incident that we're aware of in terms of finding one of our schools. I took it upon myself to have the school board send a resolution to the General Assembly, to the governor's office, to ban assault rifles in our state. We do not have control over that. That's that. We don't control the issues. This is a piece to, this is a resolution to just let us know where we stand forward, where we hope the state can go, and try to make our community and our schools more safe. And if you look at all the mass shootings, a lot of mass shootings that's happened, has happened so that is what that resolution states. Again, we do not have the power to do that, but we are encouraging the General Assembly and our governor to take action this year. The second resolution is establishment of the AI task force. I know that, so AI, we have, it's changing drastically our economy, our education system. I'll give, I guess, a little bit of a story. I spoke to a high school conference, to the Future of Business Leaders Association high school conference. So the keynote speech, and one of the questions came up in terms of, how you constantly improve your protection. And I stated, just be aware of technology, be aware of what's coming up, always learn, always stretch. And ChatGPT is popular, and I joke around and say, how many students, and let me just say, this is statewide, mostly suburban students, and we see a lot of properties, different things trying to tackle, but I asked the student population, how many of you know about ChatGPT? You all raised their hand. And I asked, how many of you use it for the homework? Laughter around the room, the high schoolers, right? So with AI already here, our students are getting access to it, and we need to think about how does this impact education. But I think, like, we know about our test scores. Maybe there's avenues we can use AI to better learning, better teaching within our school system. But even at a minimum, how do we prepare our students to know about the technologies of the future, so they can utilize that in a constructive way, they can use that to enhance their learnings, their careers, whatever they want to do going forward. So I think the edits that I'm going to look to make is, it says, we'll do a task force by January 2024. I'll probably rewrite it to have flexibility by the end of March 2024, and extend the report out any given year from March 2024 to March 2025. But we want teachers involved, we want parents involved, and I think this can serve, and Providence to serve as the leader. And in terms of, we want to convene a group, we want to know what's going on, and hear that. I think it's also educating parents, and I think a lot of our students is that these exist, how do we use it, how do we benefit. So that's the intent behind the task force school district, the intent behind the small practice. Happy to take a question.
Just a context comment. So, you're very forward thinking on this, Mr. Vice President. In fact, just yesterday, President Biden signed the executive order saying regulations for, or asking for guidelines from the Department of Ed. So Andrew is doing some research on that right now, which he'll share with you. So that's probably going to trickle down from federal level to state level and to school board level. So your position is help ahead of the game a little bit, I guess.
Any other questions?
And I guess before we turn, I just want to say thank you for folks coming out and sharing their thoughts and having feedback. Always welcome to come to positive meetings. It's very easy to find where we at. All of our meetings, I think, for the next 6 months to a year is very posted. We're always in this office, and as you can see, across the committee, we're always looking to feedback about it.
Thank you, everyone. So,
Motion to adjourn.
all right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you. We're adjourned, 7:21.
So, whatever it is,